there's already 3 people. That's such a huge delay. Nope. Why does it say there's just me? Lies. Deep calming breaths. Oh God. Why are you not working? So you can't get it?
You didn't give me the right link.
Well, look at what I have. Okay, let's try this.
Yeah, that's the right link.
Where is your window? There's your window. Cool. That's not working. No, go back. Go back. Let's see. Is there anybody out there? Two users, but just me. That makes sense. What was the crinkle?
That was what they're hearing.
Right. I repeat, what was the crinkle?
Whatever you did to your microphone.
I didn't do anything to my microphone. Right. I repeat, what was the crinkle?
Whatever you did to your microphone.
I didn't do anything to my microphone.
I don't know why my headphone jack doesn't work.
Your headphone jack doesn't work?
No.
Cool. Is it going? Are you here? Can you say something in chat so I know you're here? Did you say something?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Because if it sounds like ass, that would be good to know. Too many windows. See, I'm not... Okay. Cool. I'll just show you as a viewer. Congratulations, you're a moderator. Look at this. Say something again.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, so it is working.
I have no idea. Can't hear it.
Well, the little microphone guy is moving, so we have to assume it's working. So green chili chicken enchiladas. Soup. What's the difference?
Red chili, actually.
Oh, red chili chicken enchilada soup.
What do you mean, what's the difference?
Between that and enchiladas.
It's not a casserole, it's gonna be a stew made in the crock pot.
Where's the enchilada come in?
Because I'm putting corn tortilla chips in the crock pot. It's like tortilla soup, I guess. I don't know. It's just gonna be a stew. Goulash, I don't know.
Where'd my Patreon go? Yep. So tell them, alright, what you doing?
I'm gonna try to get one that works with audio.
Ah. I planned for this tour.
I mean, you don't have to entertain nobody. There is somebody there.
There's nobody. But tour. Although I'm showing another viewer unless that's you.
I signed in again.
Live chat. This is a mess. How do people do this?
Oh, really?
Does it beat you? It's one of the wee things.
Can you hand me some headphones?
Headphones.
You're not using those white ones, right?
The Thompson thumb. You can't. I can't. Anyways, continuing on with the tour. Shut up. This is a lobster. It's a cat toy. Probably getting catnip all over my keyboard. This was a $10 cat toy, but Cleo likes it. This is impossible to do with that delay, I swear. There we go. This is a little 3D printed cat thingy. It's like, what's the deal with the 3D printed cat? The file? Like it was a test file?
Yeah, it's the file that came with the
printer?
Yeah.
Okay. So, husband's 3D printer. This is like the test file that I painted with acrylics, and it's kind of dusty, but I like black kitties, and so I had to make myself one. The family got variants of that for Christmas last year, 2 years ago. Yoshi, another amiibo. He was my chaos lizard. And what? If you're gonna laugh at me like every 5 seconds, we're gonna have a problem. But yeah, so he's my chaos lizard, so he gets to live here. This little guy, I should periodically probably check my Patreon to make sure nobody's like messaging on there. This is swag I got at a conference one year. They were handing out squishy brains. And in my proto channel, this was the little opener guy. And it's fun having eyeballs on it. You're all familiar with Algae, my little puppy of Algorithm Doom.
You haven't used him for Peterson, at least explain to him.
He's come up a couple times. He came up at some point. I know I redid it. I know I redid it at some point. I can do it again.
I don't know if you should. I don't.
Well, according to that spreadsheet, algorithm is one of the no-no words.
Yeah.
So, do not need to summon the algorithm by name. We can just talk about Algae. And this is Algae's friend. He's a much better puppy. He's from a work trip that husband went on, and he's cute. And this got a question in comments, like, what the fuck is this? This is a Halloween decoration that I just bought, and it gets to live in there because I like black cats and bats are fun, so why not? You gave up on monitoring?
No, it sounds fine. I don't.
How do
With
you
the
sound?
delay, I can't. It sounds fine.
You sound fine?
I sound fine.
Is your volume good?
Sure.
You're my sound guy.
I can understand both of us.
This is my dinosaur. It used to glow in the dark long, long ago. This thing is from undergrad.
Hmm.
When I worked at Hastings. Spent most of my paychecks on things from Hastings. That being one of them. It was like a little thing you popped out and put together. So that's that QB.
Are you gonna save this and post it or no?
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm filling time. Where is everybody?
Well,
Well,
you could do it to all patrons.
well, I said I'd do it at like 5:30, but maybe I'll do it.
I think 5:15 is plenty.
Okay.
Seeing as how no one's here.
Okay. Edit. So notify. Kapow. So now it should be open to everybody. In theory, everything's in theory right now.
So what happens? I get an email?
Yeah, you should get a patron, whatever, with the invite to the associated email address.
Yeah, I got one.
You got it?
Yeah.
So continuing the tour, maybe 3 concurrent viewers, but it lies. It lies. Because all it shows is me.
Yeah.
This is such a mess. I'm doing this on Twitch next time, swear to God.
Is Twitch easier?
I hope so. Because this is a mess.
5 watching now, 4.
Yeah. Hello? Where'd that window go? Okay, so no comments on Patreon still. Hello? What? If you see chat that I don't, please stop.
Someone said something.
Yay! Hi! Well, I wasn't going to type back at you. Hello, Susanna Blackburn. I clearly know what I'm doing. Welcome as the first actual guest of the live stream. Congratulations. Cleo, you enjoying? So you previously missed the tour of this QB, but I'm planning on posting this, so watch that later. How are you doing? And stop laughing at me. Husband is helping with the tech monitoring stuff, moderating, and laughs at me on a regular basis. So thanks for that. He's also mic'd, not that you know it. Yeah, should mic you. Okay. Back warm. No. Alright. Got the key. Yeah, you can stop yelling at me from the floor. Am I still loud enough?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, you carry the show. Say something? Yeah, quiet. Yeah. Purr into the microphone for me. Probably can't hear it over the air conditioner. So, is it, I don't remember a Susanna in my patron list, so I'm assuming you're one of the anonymous, or not anonymous, but handled. And you're the only one here answering. So we're gonna talk if that's all right with you. Hi. Ah. Gotcha. My notes are not nearby because I have minimal notes on like little details I picked up. Are you on the Discord? Nice. Take a lap wherever you get it. Just eyeballs on a shirt right now. No more camera. That's okay. So in true academic style, I looked up like things to talk about on a live stream, and lots of people trying to get lots of money from people trying to start a YouTube or streaming career, so it wasn't very helpful. It's like, paint something, cook something, show how you edit your videos. Like, I want to interact with people. I'm just looking for chat topics. And I have a nasty habit of smacking the microphone. It gets edited out, but it happens a fair amount. So, expect periodic bonks.
Talk about what you're doing when you're not making videos.
What am I doing when I'm not making videos?
Divinity?
Playing the kitty cat. Just finished watching American Horror Story Apocalypse because I'm a season behind because I don't want to buy them from FX. And it was finally on Netflix. And I thought it was pretty good. I'm actually rewatching it to catch all the little breadcrumbs that they leave throughout. That's always fun. Been playing Divinity on the Xbox because I'm a console peasant, and that's fun. I'm excited about Link's Awakening, but also waiting for it to go on sale.
Oh,
It'll go on sale.
it won't go on.
It'll go on sale. I believe it'll go on sale. I have to. Why am I only showing 2 participants but 4 viewers? That's so weird. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand any of this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. What do you do for fun? The nails could stop. Yeah. Since trying to do this YouTube thing, my watching YouTube videos has dropped off considerably. Living as a house route for a couple years, I watched a lot of YouTube. What's your favorite channels? And I should turn that up because now I'm just ahead. What?
You can describe yours while you wait.
Yeah. So, of course, ContraPoints. Good stuff, although I haven't watched her latest one because I've been busy trying to get this ready.
Oh, did it? It dropped finally?
Yeah, she finally released it today. Am I more visible now? Am I not just a floating head? Where's OBS? Yeah. I watched a couple of Mia's things. Like, I actually watched her video on Peterson as sort of like a, what am I going to talk about? Or like, what have other people talked about? Thought Slime is, I'll watch some of his. I'm a bad bread tuber. I definitely don't have the Marxist, socialist theory that a lot of people do. So when people go hard into that theory, it's just whoosh. And I'm remembering the words of one of our high school teachers, because we started dating in high school, that he wished we were going to a school that was more well-rounded, because we went to basically a STEM school, and so it didn't really have a huge humanities department, and as such, our demands for taking those sorts of classes was very low. Like, I think we had to take 3 English classes. Technically, I tested out of 1.
You an undergrad?
Yeah. 3 English classes, some sort of humanities class. I took art history. What did you take?
Technical writing.
No, that was the 3rd English class.
And then what?
We had to take like an extra humanities. I took art history. I don't know what you took. Unless it was that independent study.
Philosophy, yeah.
And then we also took, or maybe it was we had to take 2. We both took philosophy of science, which is helpful as a scientist, but less so in talking about like Marxism. So yeah, bad bread tuber. I just got the science part
Yeah.
and feminism.
And now
stuff.
get prepared to get flamed on BreadTube.
I know. Be mic'd.
I am.
You are? Is it picking up? Okay. Kinda? Like, we live in one of the most expensive areas to live in the country. So, we, with his salary, are just surviving. And he's not paid poorly. But we're surrounded by all of the tech giants and tons of people who have more money than sense. So there's Teslas everywhere, Beamers, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, like it is ridiculous. And I want to go full tabby cat smash. And also supportive of like universal healthcare, safety nets, like a universal income. So yeah, probably more socialist-y than not. Probably, but I haven't sat down with like.
Yeah, we don't think about politics much, or
We try not to. It gets angry. Like Trump. Fuck. Yeah, we have a general rule of trying not to talk about politics because it's just so. So, yeah. I haven't sat down with like a checklist of like socialist, if whatever. I did take that test and I made you take it. And I forget what the axes were. Like, do you remember the axes?
no.
I remember one of them was like libertarian versus something.
Oh.
This is clearly a meaningful test that has stayed with me well. Maybe conservative liberal? I really don't remember the axes. So this is worthwhile talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to find it.
Yeah, I think it was libertarian authoritarian. Yeah.
Can't remember what the other axis was. I don't want to be like Googling in the middle of this. Researcher.
What? Now I'm supposed to be your Jamie? What?
Look this up for me.
Jamie, Google it.
Jamie?
Oh, it's the Rogan's
Oh.
bitch.
I'm also associating with somebody who watches Rogan on the reg. Super fired from BreadTube.
I only watched The Scientist.
So fired. How about you? And my researcher is looking up the axes. Ah, smash everything.
Anarchist. We are definitely the, what was it, chaotic neutral?
No, I roll chaotic good.
Oh, I'm neutral.
You're neutral. Yeah, and I kind of think that we need some systems in place, but can acknowledge that those systems are very prone to being corrupted or turned into weird agenda machines. And yeah, it'd be nice if everybody could just be cool, but no. Gotta stick it to the libs and vote for Trump. Find it yet?
Maybe?
Gonna be a bad universe. Yeah, I guess, yeah. So yes, the economic left and right was the other axis. You were quite correct. And that lag is gonna drive me crazy. Okay.
I think we took it because Bernie sent it around, right?
It's
and
come up a couple times.
he's like, take the test, I guarantee you'll fit with me.
Yeah, I definitely scored more left and more libertarian, I think, than you did. Yeah? Do you remember? Because I know I sent it to you in a hangout thingy.
I have no idea.
You can stop reading it now. So, what would your ideal government situation
What is an anarchist?
look like? Because again, bad bread tuber, I don't fully know these things. I'm just gonna Google that really quick. Ah. Decentralized federation. I'll have to look into that. I'm not entirely sure how that would work. So, let's see. Asked about your channel. Any questions for me? Any more questions for me? Okay, this I got. Easy. Favorite is probably Mass Effect. Like, I enjoy the story, like, we're talking the first three. Andromeda is dead to me. I enjoy the storyline, the play, mechanics, like, yeah, definitely favorite video game. Gets replayed probably on a yearly basis, just go through all of them. Dragon Age, I've played a fair bit. Like, I'm not as passionate about that, but it is pretty enjoyable. And same company, so same sort of mechanics. Hoping they don't screw up Dragon Age 4, because that would be tragic. We've been playing through Divinity right now, if you're familiar with that. It's pretty fun. The graphics on it can look a little janky, but it's sort of like Minecraft, where the jankiness is buying you the ability to do anything. So it's a fantasy RPG team thing, and so there's mage sort of stuff. And yeah, like if there's oil, you can light it on fire. If you're on fire, you can have rain to put you out. You can throw a water balloon on yourself. You can move things into fire if they leave the fire. Like, there's a lot of lateral thinking to deal with different fights and stuff, and it's pretty fun. How about you? Would you just sit down?
Over here. Witcher.
Good game. Good game. I keep trying to get back into it. I think yeah. I beat it before the DLC was released. So then I was trying to play it again, also to get the New Game Plus, because I beat it before the New Game Plus, deleted those saves because I'm smart. So I've been trying to play it. I'm halfway through, and it's like, just get through it so I can get the New Game Plus and get all of it. And I should just start over and forget getting the New Game Plus. Yeah, that was a fun game though. I've played like the first 10 minutes of The Witcher 2, but it didn't grab me quite as much as 3.
I guess I could say,
Minecraft?
no, you play a lot of,
Bethesda?
Skyrim, right?
It's Bethesda.
Yeah, sure.
This message is held for review. Okay. Is it? I only heard about it happening and then like, oh, that sounds like something I need. And then I haven't really looked into it since. It's been some time since I've looked into anything for The Witcher 3. So maybe I should just start over.
What is New Game Plus?
It depends on the game. So for some games, New Game Plus gets you like your spells, your money, your inventory at the start of the new game, and then you can like step up the difficulty.
Oh, okay. So it's a feature, not like a DLC.
Right. Although it was kind of a DLC because it had to be patched in, but yeah. It's a thing some games do. And the graphics on that game are just incredible. Although it kind of was stupid that it bothered me this much, but the hair growth, where it just grows, like, oh, gotta go back for a shave. Can't have him growing a beard. Like, I'd be out in the middle of, like, the kind of Viking-y area, and like, oh, gotta go back, gotta shave. It's gonna be a huge big thing, but can't have him looking shabby. And you're laughing at me again.
Yeah, because look at what you married.
You don't like having long hair. And you can't grow a beard. You playing Witcher 3 now or something else? I tried Dark Souls 1. I got past the starting stuff, which I didn't the first time I tried. And then there's a part with like stairs and skeletons on rooftops, and it just, I don't know where I'm going. I try exploring and I die, and it just, okay, guess I'm done, fine. I mean, you didn't get much further, I don't think.
Not really. I need a little bit more direction, yeah.
Yeah. My husband worked with a guy who was playing modded original Dark Souls, and the mod was so that basically anything in the near vicinity would just come to where he was and attack him, like constantly. Regular Dark Souls was just too easy for him, so he had to have like this hell mode, and it was... What? Although this is the same guy who would eat like 2 corn dogs for lunch every day.
Yeah.
He was adorable. So what's the trick to getting into Dark Souls other than to enjoy pain, stepping on rakes? Do we have to? I don't think we have to.
No, we don't
have
have to.
one. We have whatever Dark Souls came with games with gold with the Xbox. Patient. Something I'm renowned for.
No, you are.
Am
You
I?
drive me nuts playing
Why?
games. It's like sneaking around,
Oh.
stealing everything.
That's different. That's different. Yeah, I in Skyrim I'm definitely the stealthy archer, as is everyone.
No.
My playstyle, I'm happiest if they never knew I was there. It's just the wind. Yeah, my husband is much more smashy fire. Not that he'll play Skyrim.
No, Skyrim's terrible.
Why?
The voices. The voice acting.
Okay. Yeah. It'd be nice if they had a larger pool of voice actors.
Yeah. They have male and female voice actors, and
They've got
it
more
just
than one.
it trips me up to hear the same voice to a different character.
He also has a problem with American Horror Story because the same actors play different characters.
Yep.
So he doesn't have a very good suspension of disbelief, I guess. So if you're not a stealthy archer, what's your style?
Smashy, sticky. Caddy.
Caddy?
I don't know.
What? What, like the cat? Cause she?
No, I was thinking Natalie.
Oh. Tabby?
Tabby. Smashy Tabby.
Are you, God, what is it called? The roller? Fat roller? No. There's a name for a build in Dark Souls where it's like super lots of armor, but you roll or something.
Oh.
I know Dark Souls. Tanky.
That's how I always played WoW.
Who played a Death Knight?
Yeah, but I was always saying, like, the best stat is more HP. Because the healers are always overhealing your ass anyway.
No. There were exceptions. We were in a WoW raiding guild for years. There was a fight where, like, it had to go between, like, a traditional tank and a rogue. With, like, tons of evasion. So that they would just dodge for, like, 20 seconds, get the tank recovered, get the debuffs on them off, and then have the tank go back in. So it's not always the solution. Sometimes you gotta be crafty.
Sometimes.
Did you start raiding with Boozer? The Paladin?
What do you mean by start rating? Yeah, he was in MC, that's who I was. But
Yeah.
Paladins had a shitty job back then.
Oh, yeah.
Stay out of combat and just res people.
Buff. 5-minute buff. Must be single cast. I was a hunter. That sucked.
I think, yeah, original WoW just sucked, basically. I don't know why we
You
did
need to
it.
see the Folding Ideas video on that. It's pretty good. Right up nostalgia. Did you play WoW? I never know with my demographics on my audience.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have a particularly young audience, but yeah, I've gotten out of multiplayer. Too many assholes.
Yeah.
For a little bit, we were playing Smite. If you're familiar with it, like sort of Dota-ish, except from like first person, or not first person, third person perspective. And you play as different gods. And yeah, at some point I'm gonna make a video about like gaming culture, gatekeeping, and like gender. 'Cause yeah, like the last time I played Smite, I was doing my best. But I'm a cautious player, and I didn't know better. So one of the guys on my team friended or like requested a message or whatever, and so I was like, okay, we're doing a team speak sort of thing. I accept it, and he just starts yelling at me. What the fuck are you doing, you fucking dumbass, blah, 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 blah. Thankfully, I didn't have a mic, so I imagine the assault would have been a million times worse if he found out that female or woman. So yeah, that was the last time I played Smite.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like your last Dota too.
Oh yeah, and last time I played Dota with a friend, because he had a friend group that was it Dota or the other one?
I don't.
Whatever, one of them. One of those MOBAs? MOBA?
No, well.
Whatever they're called. And we're friends with this guy. He's like, hey, cool, yeah, you're playing? Cool, because we'd just been messing around with the bots or whatever. So he invites me to play with his friends. His friends were excited that I was playing this one character. Except it turns out I wasn't playing it right or how they wanted, and they were just constantly like, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you here? Why aren't you doing this? And it's like, I told our friend that we've only really played against bots, no idea what's going on, like not at a great level. And it was an awful experience for me because his friends were just completely tearing into me about how much I sucked. I mean, they were trying to be nice about it, kinda, but it was like, no. And he invited me back the next week, and I'm like, dude, no, sorry. Like, your friends will kill you, and I can't do that. It's not fun. Yeah. Multiplayer is stressful. Oh God. Are you old enough to have done like the LAN parties with like Halo or other games? Those were some stressful nights.
Well, like the two different rooms with the Xboxes?
Yeah, so we'd have like 4 Xboxes, so 4 people per Xbox in different rooms doing like the multiplayer map stuff. And this fucker, you give him a pistol, you give him a sniper rifle, you give him whatever, and he will just headshot you from like across the map, and it's ridiculous. And invariably they wouldn't put like me and him on the same team, so I'd be like, doing good, all of a sudden just fucking dead, out of nowhere. So it's like, just start screaming like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, very stressful. Cause yeah, in a one-on-one, like if I won, it was a fluke. You bastard. I mean, I want to blame it on not having the GoldenEye hours put in that he did, because Halo was the first video game I played, really. Like, I played Super Mario World on the SNES,
And
but...
Legend.
Huh?
Like,
well, and then
Game
Link's
Boys.
Awakening on the Game Boy. Like, I didn't have a lot of games. Whereas he got to play GoldenEye at various friends' houses.
yeah.
And get all kinds of first-person shooting done. Or I just suck. You know, there's also that possibility. You can't discount it. I might just suck. So that's that stuff. What are you listening to in general right now? Single person on the live stream. Yay. I'm guessing audiobooks. Someone after your heart? No time for fun.
I haven't done an audiobook yet. I'm tempted to because I want to read more, but
What you read listening? I don't know if I could do an audiobook. I don't know if I could pay attention.
Well, I mean, like when I podcast, I have to not do anything.
Right.
I can commute,
Yeah.
but I spend enough time commuting now that
Like you did before. I have a book on penises. If that helps things. And then I got this. It's festive. Helsing. Good stuff.
You're not reading anything now, are you?
Right now, no.
Besides Peterson, I guess.
Yeah. Sucking the life out of me. It's like grad school. You don't want to read anything else because you're just having to read papers all the time.
Yeah.
Some people recover. I haven't really, but hopefully we'll be able to get my Philip K. Dick books from my mom, and then I can reread some of
she has them?
those. I think so.
Looks like they're right there.
Not all of them are there. It would sound bad. That's so intriguing. I mean, I don't want to pry. Well, see, I mean, it's good to read things, to understand where people were coming from and where ideologies come from. But yeah, I mean, probably wouldn't want to be sitting on the bus reading it or like have it.
I don't even know what it's about.
You know who it's by?
No?
That's Hitler's book.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Congratulations now on being completely demonetized.
No, I mean,
I'm sure that's one of the red words.
I don't remember seeing it in the spreadsheet. And it's not in the title, it's not in the description. Been having fun figuring out what's monetizable, so.
Yeah, Nerd City.
Yeah. What?
Well, just mentioning videos that we look forward to.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nerd City is another channel that their production quality is just something I can aspire to but will never achieve.
Someday you might get to buy software. Well, new software.
The grad student copies are completely legitimate. 100%. We're not going there. I mean, when I record anymore with the monitor in frame, I'm making sure that certain things are not shown. Yes. Oh, you snuck in here. I didn't notice the name change. I'm paying attention. Good. I'm good at this. Yes. So at some point, where is it? Cool, it's not up here. I want to go through like philosophy of science, because I think we learned a lot doing that about like the scientific method and why we think about problems the way we do. Let's see. So I'm going to finish off the child rearing chapter, and then DSM, Peterson, psychiatry, Peterson, and then God helmet, the God helmet thing, where researchers were able to induce, in theory, a religious experience through electromagnetic stimulation. So I've got the papers there, and I want to go through those. Thank you. Philosophy of science. And yes, so there are plans. But I can flag that as somewhat higher. Are the polls useful on Patreon for like what's coming up? I mean, you can also just type in whatever. I think the God helmet was that It's good stuff. We talked a lot about Popper in that class. And there goes further monetization. Not that this video is getting monetized.
Well, yeah, no. What about Popper?
Read the chat. Yeah, the God Helmet, it's interesting. It's exciting. I think that was, what's his face's stuff, right?
Who's that?
Asshole in the suit. The God Helmet. I think that was what's his face's Persinger? I think that was Persinger's work.
No.
The God Helmet?
I don't think so.
That was Persinger. Persinger had the opportunity to meet him on occasion, and he was something. Persinger, I'm telling you.
I will tell you. Yeah.
So this is the part where me taking philosophy of science 16 years ago was biting me in the ass. The name rings a bell. I don't remember what Kuhn did. Persinger.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Called it.
Yeah, we're bad philosophers. We do more science than philosophy.
It got dark. All the lighting planning, and it's just down the drain. I'm a floating head. So, Marcus Wodenborn, what YouTube channels are your favorites? Video games? Let's all learn about each other. Build a community.
You haven't actually read this book, the Popper book I have.
Right. I wish it would let me know if people were typing. That would be handy. Ah. See, I remember, I can picture sort of my professor saying the name, but I really can't. Yeah. Yeah. Stuff I'll relearn when I make the video for that.
What's that?
Kuhn. Kuhn. Ooh, Diablo 3. Is it good on the Switch? I kind of got tempted.
No. God damn it. We don't need another. What do we have it on the computer and...
You have it on the computer. I have it on the Xbox.
And how many versions of Skyrim do we have?
Skyrim, we've got the 360 version and the Xbox version. We don't have the Switch version. We don't have the computer version.
Okay.
Calm down. It's not that bad.
I think you have the computer version of Diablo as well.
Mm-mm. No, because it was like for pre-ordering one the Pandaria or something, and I didn't.
And you've given it up by then?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we to bring you up to speed, we were in a WoW raiding guild for many years, and I quit. Was it Cataclysm? No, I came back. When did I quit? I mean, I know I quit in like 2011. Then I came back in 2012, briefly, or something.
I don't know.
I think I quit at the beginning of Cataclysm. Because I remember doing some of the raids. The Xbox, at least, has a roll button. And it's very handy. We didn't do so good with the couch co-op. Like, one of us would be dragging the other. Or, like, everybody's itty-bitty. That's about where my husband was. Although God. I don't know what they were thinking with paladins. Like,
It's so much better later, but yeah.
yeah. He ended up rolling a druid as his main after that. 'Cause
Yeah.
just
Yeah, we were talking earlier about how your job as a paladin was to stay out of combat and res people during the raids.
and buff. The 5-minute buff. And there was the mod, but buff bot or whatever to just
Yeah.
push a button and give people the right buff. 50 DKP minus. Yeah, I guess we didn't know better. Yeah. So it was like, and we were playing with some friends from undergrad, and we were in grad school, so it was kind of nice to do something with them. So I think that kept us in the game. And then we got into the raiding and made some friends, and that kept us in. And then, yeah, around Cataclysm was when stuff was going bad in grad school, same time, and got into Mass Effect and watching TV and just not raiding because it was pulling teeth at that point. You kept going for a while, though.
Yeah.
Your grad school life wasn't as fucked as mine.
No, not as, yeah. I put more hours in, I think.
No. I mean, cumulatively? And are we including me, like, meeting with all the people behind the scenes trying to get something resolved? Because there's a lot of meeting with people behind the scenes trying to get some sort of resolution.
Yeah.
We've played once.
I certainly spent more time in the lab than you spent in the lab.
Yeah, because I had research assistants. Sucker. Yeah. During his postdoc, some of the other people there got a D&D game going. It was the first time we played D&D, and it was pretty fun. But then one of the people got pregnant, and then Taylor got pregnant too, right?
Yeah.
So 2 people pregnant, one of whom was married to the dungeon master, and one was like one of the people playing and married to somebody else in the play team, so it just kind of fizzled. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah. I guess my problem with D&D is I don't like the role playing.
Yeah, we didn't
I like the gameplay.
there weren't ground rules established for, like, are we always talking in character? Are we never talking in character? Like, it was really hazy on that. And honestly, I think I understand the D&D mechanics better after playing Divinity. So, yeah, there's a bit of teaching us everything and some hand-holding because we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, role playing is easy. But
Except she didn't play, she would just sit there and knit. Yeah. It's like, oh, I understand the movement stuff and the cooldowns. Like, got it now. Now that we're not playing D&D with some people.
yeah.
I mean, potentially.
I'm sure there's enough nerds here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we could find somebody. If
Or
we had
magic,
time.
right? We get back into magic instant.
I think D&D would be cheaper. We're so far behind on magic. There are so many new mechanics, and it's just not the same game anymore. How dare they change things?
Well, it's not like D&D doesn't put out a new book
True.
every...
True. But we didn't learn a version of D&D.
That's right, we didn't learn anything.
Oh man. Oh, 6. So. Oh, there's me smacking the microphone again, as you've been warned. Do.
Oh, you're gonna add a Discord?
Yeah.
One sentence characters. I don't even know what that means, one sentence character.
Yeah, define. Oh my god. Just start DM, like, bi-weekly, like, Dungeons and Dragons, just for...
Discord?
Yeah, just for lulz. Patron DM, or Patron D&D. I mean, I'm down, dude. I was enjoying it. One sentence character. What's a one sentence character? How much beer are you gonna have?
All the beer. That's why I make beer.
Hebrews. We have a kegerator. Or no, a keyser, excuse me. From a freezer, not a keg, or a refrigerator. With 2 taps on the front with room for 3. And you need to make your pumpkin beer this year.
No pumpkins. I'm supposed to
Buy
do-
pumpkins.
No.
Yes. Should he make pumpkin beer? Chime in now.
Well, no, Sandra's supposed to provide me with homegrown pumpkin.
But they're not growing.
We're working on it. I don't know. Yeah, probably not this year.
So you buy some pie pumpkins and you make your beer. Like you did every other year.
But I don't want pumpkin beer.
Well, okay, then don't make it. Find it. Be that way. Be obstinate about your beer whateverings. I lost my chat window. Oh god, there we go. So, let's see. I finished Peterson. I go back more into my normal stuff that's not monetizable, apparently. Thanks, YouTube.
I think you should do more psych videos.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
like
think...
mind fucks.
Mind
I almost think you should record a 10-minute video on just some psychological,
effect.
maybe an effect or a neat, like a groundbreaking, like you could have your like Nobel.
Or one.
No, but do your own Nobel Prize
Oh.
every week on old papers.
Every week.
Well, I'm
That's
saying
a lot of
like,
Nobel
just
Prizes.
add a 10-minute video to your.
I think I want to have like a book going constantly, in
yeah.
addition to other stuff.
Well, I really want you to do Sam Harris's what is it? Fate, or yeah, is it called Fate?
I don't know.
Free Will.
Well, so before I do that, I want to do Quest for Consciousness. Because Koch is amazing. And then I think before that, probably like How the Mind Works is like a primer for people who haven't spent years and years in cognitive. Because the Quest for Consciousness is a lot. It's a lot. Like, see if this shows up. So what I'm trying to show is like the map, yeah, of like all the connections and stuff that seem to be important in consciousness and our conscious experience of things and awareness and blah, 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 blah. It's a lot. So, but it's good science as opposed to shitty science. And yeah, so it won't be as frustrating at least.
Yeah, but
But
if page for page takes you as long to do Peterson's book as that book, it'll take forever.
it took us a while to read that. So Quest for Consciousness, we had like a reading group unofficially in grad school, and that was one of the books that we did, and that was a long process. Yeah. Yeah. If somebody says that consciousness is solved and we understand it, like, they're probably lying.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's just, no. We're not there yet. Yeah. And I'm happy to report that I've managed to break the spine on Peterson's book, finally. So, haha, broke its back. Sucker. Yeah, tons of psychology stuff to talk about. Like, the nice thing, so, exactly, what do we mean by consciousness? Step one. Oh boy. Yeah, so like the mind-body problem, believe that video was in the format of my original attempt at a channel, and that was much more like straightforward lecture style. And so the other stuff for, exactly right, the other stuff for like intrapsych, cognitive, perception, like I can dive in on like a topic by topic basis instead of just going through the lecture flow. I mean, it's sort of been working itself into the Peterson videos, just talking about the different like operant conditioning or learning other stuff that I've talked about. There's a weird thing. So I don't know if you guys watch Game Grumps, but on one video they were talking about like not remembering anything they've said, and I think Katya and Trixie also said something similar where like you make a video of it and then people like tell you about, yeah, me too. They tell you about things that you said or like something that was quotable in your video and like, oh, I said that? Cool. You know, and I even do my own editing and I don't know what I said, so.
It's sort of funny.
Just it just goes into the memory hole of the camera and then like edit it and gone. Lecturing was the same way though, where it's like I had an outline. Do I have a, yeah. So I would lecture based on like notes. I should just look at OBS here. Yeah, so I'd have like an outline with like definitions and stuff, and I would just sort of wing it, and it worked. But in the process of it, sometimes I'd tell a story that was relevant and like the students responded well to it. But by the time I got back to my office, like, what story did I tell? Huh. Because it'd be good to know, like, for like the other section or future lectures, like, what did I say that was so impactful, and just, it's good times. And I can also attest to the fact that doing math in front of like 150 people is hard. Like doing math on the board, like 2 plus 2 equals 5. Yeah, that looks right. That's not right. That's why you have all your math worked out beforehand. Sober.
Sober?
Sober. We had a professor in undergrad who was Scottish, taught math, and his lecture notes, he'd have everything worked out, and he'd go to the board, do something, and then like somebody would catch the mistake and like, I'm sorry, professor, like there's a mistake wherever. And then he'd like look at it and like correct it and just sort of mutter under his breath, I swear I was sober when I wrote this. Just, it was a weekly thing. It was so funny. And he was fond of like soccer shorts and then a Cowboys jacket, whatever time of year it was. And we had chalkboards. So chalky, 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 chalky. Scratch himself while he's facing the board and we can't see it. Turn around, he's got this nice chalky handprint on his crotch. It was comedic gold. Just so funny. I mean, he was probably in my top 5 favorite professors in undergrad, but it just so funny. So funny. But you interacted with him more than I did.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
Mr. Physics having to take all the math. How dare you?
Yeah.
Dashboard. Where am I looking for? I know what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
Trying to add more people to the party.
Ah. You gonna just send it to YouTube or something?
That's what I'm trying to do. And it's going well.
It's going well?
It's going well. Their back end just doesn't make sense.
Well, you have no experience.
Minimal. I want to add something to the thing. Thank you. Let me fucking YouTube, man, I swear. They always put out these videos like, oh, we're improving the experience. Like, no, you're not. You're so not. Stop lying. About discussion. There we go.
There's a question for you when you're ready.
Okay. Happiness. Ooh.
Maybe Pinker is the closest to this
You think?
topic.
Not one I've got. So in grad school, I bought, like, there were a couple philosophy books. One was on happiness, one was on something, one was something else. And I think the happiness book was pretty interesting, like philosophical underpinnings or approaches to happiness that I thought was pretty interesting. Yeah, my friend would probably be a better answer for that. Typically, if I'm buying a book, it's probably like science-y or super sci-fi fiction. So,
What is CGP?
good question. How am I miserable? CGP?
I'm trying to think.
Husband is in research mode again.
I'll look through my Kindle list.
I'll have to ask my friend, because in her process of getting over the absolute monster of a guy she was married to, she's done a lot of work on like codependency and stuff like that. Maybe she had read some stuff on just how to be happy being her too. Okay, I'll check it out. Red Mars. It's ringing a bell.
Kind of
What?
For me, it's kind of a weird topic to think about. I mean, a book about happiness. How is that? When is that not a self-help book in a sense, right? Like, are you talking about the biology of happiness or the psychology of happiness or actually self-help?
Also good questions.
Because we don't really do self-help.
Yeah, not typically. Red Mars. Let's see. this is what I look like when I'm Googling. What year? I have not. But it's something I can check out when I have time. Oh my god. Ah. So what was your original question? Yeah. So, yeah. I think cognitive psychologists generally aren't concerned with happiness other than trying to keep our participants like willing and able to do experiments. Yeah, it's definitely much more in like counseling, maybe social psych. Yeah.
It seems like so little of self-help is based on research.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Oh, I like my sci-fi dance. Try and think, because I mean, like, what happens? It's like, oh, I got a happiness book. No, it's what happens. Because I think the closest like cognitive would come to it is like cognitive neuro, where you're looking at like what brain areas are lighting up for happiness or increasing happiness or decreasing happiness. So like saliency, I guess. Do some work with saliency and valence.
Describe saliency.
Well, valence is the better term for it. So like saliency is like how attention grabbing it is, and then valence, you have positive and negative valence, and positive valence is like puppies and kittens or babies, and negative valence is like war photos, famine, just like the things that don't make you feel good when you look at them. And yeah, so I guess some cognitive psychologists do stuff with that. So, and usually, I guess the context I'm most familiar with it is in memory, where it's usually easiest to get the biggest memory boost for negative valence, but you can also get it for positive valence, especially depending on the age group of people, where old people are much more inclined to remember the happy stuff, whereas negative people are much more inclined to remember the negative stuff.
Wait.
What?
I think what you said doesn't make sense. Try to repeat it. Just repeat it again, thinking what you say.
Are you implying, sir, that I don't think?
I think you mixed the word up.
So the elderly, older adults, are more keen to remember the happy stuff, and younger adults are more keen to remember the negative stuff. The end.
Okay.
I think that's what I said.
No, I don't think it is, but...
We'll turn this bus around.
It's on video, we'll know.
Are you implying that I'm not paying attention to the words coming out of my mouth? I reject that assertion, sir. Okay, so aside for the God helmet, what other sorts of things would you guys be interested in?
Do you think you could tackle AI at all? Like, not
I would need your
doing
help.
AI, but like thinking about what's required for AI.
Oh my god.
No?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I would need lots of books. That would be a very research-heavy project.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about free will?
Free will I can do more easily. Yeah, saliency was the wrong word. So, like you can have, there are like two dimensions. So there's like valence and then there's like saliency. So you can have something that's very positive and very salient, or you can have something very positive but not very salient. So like just the cutest seal with big puppy dog eyes, center frame would be very positive and very salient, whereas like cute seal puppy but like a ways away and kind of lost in the noise would be less salient. So it's just kind of how attention grabby it is. What?
Okay.
It wasn't the right word to. I was talking about valence. Whoops.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Fix it in post.
There's no post.
Shit. So, I don't know if you guys have played with the YouTube Creator Studio.
Yes, but Sam Harris disagrees.
Yeah, that's gonna be a series because, yeah. So I think, yeah, and going through like the brain and how the mind works and consciousness and all of that, like, can get to a point of making a more founded sort of thing, and it's probably going to be like me versus me, but not like ContraPoint's characters, because I don't think I can do that, but just like pro free will, pro determinism, like what are the arguments, what are the counter arguments, like evidence, because I mean, even from like a physics perspective, do we have free will if like every particle, like if we know its history and we can predict its future, what does that mean for the brain? What?
Yeah, we can't. Newtonian physics is not. I mean,
something was. I remember that from introphysics.
Well, but introphysics only teaches you Newtonian physics, but it's very likely our brains have quantum processes, right?
Why?
So there's a few. I'll have to show you a few ways to do it in the brain. But I mean, basically, right? You've got single ions doing things.
Right.
In the end, it'll end up being a probability.
But okay, so if we have thoughts being determined by probabilistic things, is that even free will? If it's just sort of like random. How can you see if we don't have eyes? Yeah, it is a project on my to-do list. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing that I have no shortage of things on my to-do list at this point, but...
I mean, I think in my mind, I think it's likely that we have some sort of cognitive ability to make decisions that isn't predetermined. It's almost like having a random seed generator with a...
Like, look at the comments, sweetie.
I have to read the comments too?
Yeah.
Well, the random generation of sports remain.
He's thinking.
Yeah, I don't know if quarks is the right word, but I mean, there's certainly plenty of ways to get random processes in the brain. I need to refresh. I mean, I don't know too much about the biology, unfortunately. I'm purely physics.
I got plenty of books. I tried to get you to take more bio. You were like, no.
It's hard.
It's not hard.
I think it's hard.
It's so easy. Well, okay, it's easy until physiology, and then it's hard, and then it gets easy with ecology again. That was my experience. But in my experience, C is definitely for chemistry, so...
Yeah.
Hey, you got a B one
and
semester.
Then a D.
Chemistry is no bueno. Which is funny, because one of the YouTube channels I've been watching is called Nile Red, and it's like a hobby chemist who makes random shit like mercury out of household or things he bought off of eBay. It's crazy. Lightness of being. No, I haven't. It's ringing a bell. This is why I'm academic adjacent, because I haven't thought about this stuff for a couple of years. That's so ringing a bell.
I don't know that academic means anything. All I do now is multiplication, division, and fill out paperwork.
Well, you're not really an academic. Oh, you're not as adjacent as I am, though. unbearable lightness or just lightness? Do you maybe want to turn that light on?
Maybe. Oh, you got it off at the switch.
What?
It's got power.
The overhead light. Over there.
You want that light on?
Yeah, does that? Nope. One moment. We are experiencing technical difficulties. We're losing the lighting. I have not. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's right up, definitely up my husband's alley. Yeah, the mix of quantum mechanics and self-help is interesting. My husband takes particular offense to it, but he's got a dog in that fight. So, 5 viewers. Who else is here?
I have 2.
You have 2. And I only see 2. This interface is amazing. I complain about interfaces because I kind of did work adjacent to that, like applied cognitive kind of. So seeing bad design makes me mad. So, back end, Creator Studio stuff, there's like little classes you can take. And I was doing these sort of to show YouTube, like, I care. So, our one Nobel Prize in psychology, because there's not Nobel Prize psychology. Our one goes to Tversky and Kahneman, who sort of did like some sort of decision making and put it in like an economic framework. And that is definitely, like, I'm going to talk about that paper at some point in his work, because or at least Kahneman. Yeah, like, it's our Nobel Prize. We've got one. Oh my God. And yeah, so there is, I don't know if there's probably books, but there's definitely papers. Oh, but that's not what you're talking about. Read the question. I don't know if there's books on how economics sort of force the hand of psychology. I'd be surprised if there wasn't, but the quality of it, less clear on. That's not it. It's written by a 2004 Nobel Prize winner in physics. Like, do this Google search minus unbearable and you'll find it.
Sorry, I'm looking up this unbearable.
No. You have to subtract unbearable.
Yeah, but Google thinks it's
I know.
important.
So you gotta tell it no.
Is this some Deepak Chopra bullshit?
No. we can talk about it later. There's lots of things that impact psychology and the psychological research that gets done, and I'm planning on talking about, like, the replicability issue is something I want to touch on because psychology is full of it. Oh, I can go on tangents, don't you worry. Because yeah, like, science as a whole is really somewhat subject to the whims of the different funding agencies.
Well, and its own stupid hypocrisy of publish or perish. And
Yeah, psychology is really bad about publish or perish. And, like, so a difference that's very striking that I think a lot of people in psychology don't realize because they don't know a physicist or somebody on one of these fields where they have these huge collaboration papers. Like, in psychology, you are, to get a good professorship, you're supposed to publish, like, at least 5 papers a year, at least. And it's ridiculous because you have to have a couple experiments in theory showing something novel, and each experiment requires probably around 100 participants unless you're doing MRI data, but then, like, to get the fMRI research, that's a ton of time. So it's a lot of time, it's a lot of resources, and it's a lot of going through the review process, and it's insane. And I never had a good experience with reviewers. Like, never. Well, okay, no, once I had a good experience.
how can you make 5 novel experiments in a year that prove something useful?
Yeah, and that's my axe to grind with a certain somebody. So psychology, it's like, there's there's your grad students, and maybe, like, undergrad RAs that you pull in if they're, like, interested in going to grad school, if you're a good advisor, if you're a mentor. I had an advisor. In physics, as long as you're involved on, like, whatever the experiment is, there's a good chance you'll be listed as an author on this experiment paper just for contributing to the experiment. Like, you kind of have a say in writing, like, it'll go around to the whole collaboration and everybody sort of signs off on it. But
Well, I think there's a better way to describe it. It would be, we're all working on our 5-year-ish projects that contribute to the same project. But
Experiment.
yeah. And each project has that much forethought, and we get to spend that much time dedicating to it. A great paper, and then when we do that, we share it with the collaboration because it's all for the same goal.
Right.
So I can't imagine doing 5 a year by yourself.
Right.
We
That's
have
what I'm
this
saying.
long project that we get to really do right and well and think through it well and
Right.
make a paper, and then we just share it.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a huge push for, like, publish, and it just, how do you turn out that many novel experiments and get the reviewers to be happy with it? And it's not a magic trick I figured out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's, like, you would think we're past the point of, like, the old boys club. You know, it's not about who you know, it's about your merit, but it absolutely still is that in psychology and probably physics too,
It
to some
depends.
extent. Like, I mean, there's networking, but I think it goes beyond having a good network. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's some of both. It's luck, it's networking,
Definitely luck. Because it just, like, in my department, there were some people who came in and worked with, like, godfathers of the field, and so they had no problems getting papers published, and, like, they knew who to talk to get money, like, they had the ins, and, like, with my advisor, none of that. Like, he didn't have people to talk to except for, like, one guy, which I met anyways, sort of independent of him, and it was great. But it is what it is. Hopefully it was somewhat on point. I think I lost the point.
Yeah, I don't think that you touched economics at all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, like, broad economic sense, I think, well, I mean, the DOE is much more keen to fund things and keep funding things than, like, than NIH or National Institute of Mental Health.
Well, it depends.
They start focusing away from cognitive for the most part in a recession.
The patriarchy?
I mean, it might be like some abstract form of it, but I mean, I had a sexist advisor, so that was my experience in it.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definitely powerhouse women researchers who were at the same level and had the same network of connections and stuff, and with where the one I'm thinking of in particular was in her career, she would have had to fight a lot of guys to get where she was. Oh yeah. I mean, not familial, but like academic familial. For sure. For sure. And it kind of sucks because like when we were looking at undergrad places to go, we were told, like, it doesn't matter where you do your undergrad, it matters where you do your grad. But it matters where you do your undergrad. I mean, at a very basic level, going into grad school for physics and psychology, you're expected to have some experience and competence in doing experiments and lab work and stuff. And where we went, like, my husband was able to get it because there's a huge physics program, but the best I was able to get through the professors was basically being an animal care technician where I took care of rats, not doing science. I did an independent study with the rats.
4 course credit.
4 course credit. That was equivalent to like an honors thesis almost. So I did have some research experience, but then comparing it against like an undergrad research assistant I had, where I recruited her, passed around an email of like, hey, is anybody... No, I haven't. Oh no. Gonna finish my thought and then oh no. So I had an undergrad research assistant, and I usually had like 10 every semester to help me run experiments, and just, hey, somebody want to help me with this experiment, whatever. She stepped up, got her involved in the experiment, taught her how to program. She was running her own stuff, and as a consequence, like, we went to the regional site conference, and then we went to the national site conference with her research as an undergrad. So her grad school application packet had her doing her own research, had conference presentations, we were working on a paper, compared to me, who had like a thesis experiment.
Yeah, I don't even think at that point we knew conferences existed.
Yeah, conferences was like a, what's that, before we went to grad school. So there was definitely something to be said about where you go in undergrad matters. And
yeah, or having academic parents that might know or something.
Having academic parents would have helped. Both me and my husband, like, your mom has a nursing degree, your dad didn't finish his. My parents both had computers associate's degrees from like the late 60s, early 70s. So definitely not a lot of experience on how to do college and how to do grad school there. So a lot of reinventing the wheel. Yeah, I probably came up on my Google feed and was like,
Research.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it being good if it's torture research. Was that pre-waterboarding? Is that why we have waterboarding? Ugh. Speaking of torture research, found out, like, one of the early videos I did on ethics and psychology research, not monetized. Because apparently ethical is one of the no-no words. So that's fun.
Was that in the description or title or something, or was
Probably
it?
in the description box. Well, they've got like ethics in the title, so. But ethics is supposed to be okay. Oh, YouTube. As the stream cuts. So, to not hold you guys hostage all night.
I mean, they can leave whenever they want. But maybe 10 more minutes or something.
Ish, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of wrapping this up at 7 my time. Going back to something I keep trying to start. So, YouTube Creator Studio, they have these stupid little classes of like how to be a better creator. And one of the ones that unlocked at 1,000 subs is like how to build your audience. And one of the tips is apparently, and maybe this is just based on the data and I can't, like I see it everywhere, is to have like a name for what your fan group or people who follow you is.
What are the names of the... We have a couple YouTube people we watch.
Well, I mean, there's like the Gregs.
Greg's, yeah.
Little Stinkers, although I think he's sort of dropped that. I think Jenna and Julian might be Dink Fam. I don't know if that's like them or if that includes people. I wouldn't be surprised if talking about ethics is not acceptable.
Yeah. Anyone advertising doesn't have any ethics.
Yeah, and that's something else I want to make a video on, is like the start of advertising, because that was a behaviorist who really helped kick that off, at least the way we know it today. One of Skinner's contemporaries.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you guys have suggestions for what you'd like to be called as a whole. Oh god, these classes are so awful, because it's like there's like a bullet of like, oh, it's really great engagement building and blah blah blah, and if you call your viewers like this thing, it's like an inside thing and it increases retention and blah blah blah, and it's just so cringe. And then there's like, you get tested on it, like on each thing, and then there's a test at the end, and then you get a letter of completion that goes somewhere. It's stupid, but it's like, I'm trying to really do this, and I'm engaged, and please don't not make me a YouTube partner. So yeah. So if you guys have suggestions, what you would like to be called, I'm all ears. Because I guess Dear Viewer is very impersonal as far as family names go. What am I even doing? Oh god. Social media.
Yeah. Or dinosaurs in a
Oh my God.
new era.
Yeah, we are old millennials. So,
Cell phones are new to us.
well, no, cell phones aren't new.
Well, we were
I had one
adults,
in high school.
adults
kinda.
when they were...
I mean, smartphone. Like, we were there the first day they were selling the first Samsung Galaxy. Like, yes, this is going to be our first smartphone. Although there weren't many smartphones before that, so at least not really, not the smartphone like they are now. We're so excited. Don't have to carry around a music player and my phone and make sure they're both charged all the time. This is gonna be great.
Now when it's not charged, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh, 2%. Shit. How'd that happen?
So did I convince you to do another 10-minute video every week? Maybe just a psychology video? Is it easy?
No.
It's not easy?
No.
Okay.
I'm usually exhausted by the time I finish filming.
Fair enough.
But I want to do it in one night.
You're too detailed.
No. No. I'm thorough.
Too thorough.
I'm thorough. Yeah, it's a constant tug of war here between me and the script reviewer. Do you need that? Do you need that? Yes. Do you really? Okay, fine. Do you need this? Yes, that's not getting cut. My dissertation could beat up your dissertation in a fight.
Yes, it could, but I graduated first.
My dissertation was written before his. Let the record show. Mine was written in April. When was yours even done?
I don't know. The day before I walked by. I don't.
That was awful.
I had a job before it was done, I think.
Yeah, you did. That was awful. Yeah, I don't know. Would you guys be interested in like little mini-sodes of just a quick little topic?
Like I was thinking like a Nobel, well,
We've got one.
a Cass's prize of physics or of psychology.
Yes. Let's do physics.
These are the best.
I
These are
like
the
this
best
title.
papers. These are the landmark papers. I don't know.
Let's see. So I think we lost Marcus.
Yeah.
I finally parsed what that sentence means. I'm not
Oh.
good at this.
I parsed it a long time ago.
Well, aren't you smart?
Yeah. No, but drunk.
How many?
I don't know.
I mean, they're not full, but
No.
I wish it would tell me who's here. Instead of like me. All I can see is me, and I know that's not the absolute truth.
Yeah, well. This says just you. I'm clearly here.
Right,
And it says 5 watching here.
right.
But maybe it's time to call it a night.
Yeah, I think it might be. So, if you are here and you're not showing up in my interface, which the odds are good, and you have any last minute things, I'll hang out here for a little bit longer and then close up the stream. The inaugural stream.
You know.
It is.
True.
It's got 2 likes.
And 2 viewers. That's a good ratio.
Isn't it just? All right. Thanks to everybody who stopped by, and see you at the next one. How do I turn it off? Do I turn it off in OBS? Okay, bye.